welcome to the Murray Bashir Indoor Sports Centre here in Mosman for the 2018 edition of the Sydney Indoor Hockey Association All-Stars competition for the under-18s. My name is Paul Economides. On behalf of Living Sport Media and Sydney Indoor Hockey, we're very proud to bring you all of the action from a very hot and steamy Sydney. Looking at the teams, firstly with Abbottsley. In goals, Georgia Graham from Abbottsley. Number 1, Anna Graham from Abbottsley. Number 3, Nicola Farquharson from PLC. Number 5, Honor Main Flockstra from Turramurra. Number 7, Sarah Graham from Abbottsley. Number 8, Megan May from Willoughby High. Number 9, Victoria Graves from PLC. And number 10, Jade Long from Mount St Benedict. I'm here with Mel Burgess, who's the coach of the Under-18 Abbottsley All-Stars team. Mel, thanks for joining us on this very warm day. You were coaching at the Abbottsley School and you saw a lot of these players play in that competition. What's the biggest challenge getting these girls playing together for the first time?
Yeah, great question. Essentially, I'll just be making sure these girls are familiar with each other so that they can really connect as a unit and play both good attack and good defensive indoor hockey.
And what sort of structures are you going to try and implement for this under-18s match?
Yeah, so we'll have a few different structures that we can switch around during the game, just depending on what the opponents come out and do. But the key will be just working together as a unit, both in attack and defence, and really incorporating those boards into the play, making the ball move around the court, and making sure that ball does the work and not us.
I think, and that sort of preempts my final question. In these really warm conditions, how are you what sort of advice are you going to give to the girls to manage the heat?
Yeah, we'll be rolling those subs quite quickly. Yeah, I think 3 to 4 minute subs today. So hopefully we've got enough to keep that going, and that should be enough to help us tolerate the heat a little bit better and keep those legs fresh.
That's great. Well, thanks for your time and best of luck for the under-18s game.
Thanks so much.
Moving on now to the Mosman team. In goals, Georgia Ferguson from Mosman. Number 1, Holly Dawson from Winona. Number 2, Tess Adler from Loretto. Number 3, Paris Johnson from Forest High. Number 4, Bella Baker from McKellar. Number 5, Emily Hewitt Park from Manly Selective. Number 6, Olivia O'Donnell from Queenwood. Number 9, Emily Adler from Loretto. And Jasmine Zhu and Cameron Griffith from Redlands. I'm here with Devan Apu, the Under-18s All-Stars coach for Mosman. Devan, welcome to today's game.
Thank you.
You were coaching the Winona teams in the Mosman competition, so you would have seen many of these players in your squad. For most of them, it's the first time playing together at this level. What are sort of the key challenges they'll be facing?
I think it's, first of all, the heat is going to be tough, and they all come from different teams, so a lot of different styles there. So getting them to stick to a simple game plan, but yet trust it and trust each other, and just throw the ball around. A lot of these players, this usually the stars of their team. They're used to doing a lot, so having them play as a team is going to be the biggest challenge.
And what sort of structure and game plan are you looking to achieve today?
We're going to play very in-your-face defence, like really, really high press. We're going to look to go through the middle of these of the other under-18s team. One transfer straight through the middle. We've got some very fast, skillful attacking players, so we're going to play to our advantage, which is our strength, which is our speed.
And it's very hot again today in Sydney, in the mid-30s. So with these warm conditions, what are some of the key bits of advice you'll be telling your girls?
Again, with the 18s team, we've got a lot of subs, so we'll be getting the forwards to work really, really hard, throwing them at the opposition defence and hoping to cause some turnovers. And when we've got the ball, it's just transfers, lots of patience. Defence takes a lot of energy, so we're hoping to keep possession and drain the other team.
And any key players that we need to keep an eye on?
Yeah, so we've got Holly Dawson, Liv O'Donnell and Em Hewitt Park, who's just come off a New South Wales under-15s team. So those 3 are, standout players to look for today.
That's great. Well, thanks for your time and best of luck for the match.
Thank you.
Players almost ready now for the start of the Under-18 All-Stars match. Umpires Dakota Jatan and Matt Nijon officiating for this Under-18 All-Stars match. With me in commentary again, Nathan Gilbert, member of the Australian Indoor World Cup teams in 2003 and 2011. Nathan, what are you expecting from this matchup?
Well, I'm looking for an improved performance from Mossman here. I think they're the favourites for this game. Watching their warm-up, some of their players look really sharp and quite skillful, and they were practicing some short corners before the game, and I saw a couple of going in the roof of the net, so I'm looking forward to see how they can execute under pressure in a game situation.
And Abbottsley, quite a few of the girls having played in the game prior to this in the under-15s. It's a very hot day in Sydney today. Look, temperatures in the mid-30s here in the Murray Bashir Sports Hall in Mossman. It's a little bit cool, we're not in the direct sun, but definitely very steamy conditions. So certainly Mossman with a numerical advantage, a few extra subs, certainly would be expected to dominate, as you mentioned. Chance for Farquharson. Got bumped from behind. Looks like Catherine Kennedy there. I didn't name her in the lineup for Roseville, number 6. Another player that's come in from the previous game. One of the stars of that under-15 performance, that closely fought game. There's Holly Dawson. She's played in many of these All-Star games in previous years. This All-Stars concept has been a fixture of the calendar since 2010, with Abbottsley winning the previous, winning 5 of the last 8, with Mossman having won 3. Last year was a very close 5-4 victory to Mossman. They also won the previous year. So as Nathan was indicating, they would be favourites to make it a hat-trick of victories. Good interception from Emily Hewitt-Park, just couldn't get a pass away. It's Holly Dawson dominating at the back.
You can already see with this age group, the play is much more physical. And it's also a little bit stronger. The challenges are harder. It's what you expect moving from under-15s through to under-18s.
Good pass from Dawson. Hewitt-Park just couldn't get that under control. Quick ball movement from Roseville. Didn't look like caused too much danger. Emily Adler now look to move the ball forward from Mossman. It's good use of the boards. Paris Johnston working hard on possession. There's good skill there from Olivia O'Donnell. But Catherine Kennedy with a great bit of defence. Finds Megan May, a teammate from the under-15s game. Back to Kennedy. Good interplay between the two. Still a chance. There's the top of the circle. Great lunging tackle from Holly Dawson. Georgia Ferguson called in early to make a save as well. Strong defence from the Mossman players again. Good bit of defence there on Sarah Graham.
Yeah, timely tackle by Holly Dawson there.
Pass there from Monomain Foxtra. Chance for Hewitt Park. Good save from Georgia Graham, who's also experienced at this level.
You can just see here, Mossman without the ball, just a little bit more physical than Abbottsley, and that's probably expected considering they've got a numerous under-15s doubling up.
And that's right, that will be a factor, especially as the game wears on. Still pressure for Mossman. Easy turnover.
And once again, good defence by Dawson at the here, number 1 at the back.
She's very sharp.
Yeah, good technique. Doesn't get caught square onto the ball, but goes in with aggression and comes out with that ball.
It's a good interception there from Adler, but she just stepped over the ball, prevented Sarah Graham from having a chance at it. Floxtra finds Long, another play from the 15s, back to Floxtra. Looks to drive it in the circle. Going to be a long corner. Some good play movement from Roseville, of Abbottsley. Come off, Anna Graham did well there, but came off a foot. Good opportunity now for Mossman. Bella Baker there. Found a bit of space at the top of the circle. Had a little sneaky shot. Went wide.
You can just see here when the ball gets tight and it becomes a static situation, that just with the extra strength and experience that Mossman are winning those challenges. It probably also helps that they've got fresher legs.
And more of them too. It's Jasmine Zhu just on the pitch for the first time. Holly Dawson earning that corner. I thought the defender did well to get out of the way there, but the umpires felt there was obstruction. Have a look at the replay here. Just wrong-footed Anna Graham, but I thought Anna Graham managed to get herself out of the way. So we've got Tess Adler now looking to make the injection. Hewitt Park with the shots, taking a deflection off the runner, and that's a goal. First goal of the game off the corner in the 9th minute of the first half. Goal to Emily Hewitt Park. Mossman take the lead.
Yeah, good receive and a quick release there, and no time to adjust after the deflection for the keeper. A little bit unfortunate, you could say, for the Abbottsley defence, but positive start by Mossman, the first stanza of the game.
Well, they deserve that lead. As you mentioned, they certainly look to be the team with more intensity, a bit more physicality in their play. Another opportunity there, just looking for Cameron Griffiths from Redlands. It's just taken the pitch there, number 7.
And you can also see just where the ball here is, it's what we've experienced in the first 2 games of today, but just with that fatigue and those tired legs, Paul, that Abbottsley aren't stretching the Mossman defence by getting players forward of the ball and higher up the court. So it's making their task relatively easy.
Yeah, it was a good play again from Hewitt Park. Just strong run into the, probably changing angles, and then put that cross. Found the defender off balance, hit a foot. And now another corner for them. Got a very experienced keeper and goal for Abbottsley, Georgia Graham, involved with helping organise the competition and get this team together. So she'll be arranging her defenders. Here we go now, Emily Adler with the injection. Will they go to Hewitt Park? Yes, they do. Looks to find one of her players across the front of goals. Came up, deflected high off a defender, and another keeper will ensue.
I'd be looking for Hewitt Park to take this on herself here and shoot directly after the receive.
Here we go. She goes for a bit of a run, opens up the angle and finds the back of the net. Hewitt Park with her second. Takes Mossman to 2-0 lead, just right on the halfway point of this first half.
Yeah, what a cool, calm and collected finish that was.
Well, it's interesting. You see that often in outdoor. Often they just, if they're not going to drag flick, they just want to change the angle. They'll trap it, move it. It just puts the goalkeeper and the defence off balance and then shoot to the opposite side, which is what she did there. It's a lot easier in indoor at the shorter distance. Just changing the angle of the shot. So 2 quick goals to Mossman. Seasons with a 2-0 lead. No real chances yet for Abbottsley. That's great play. Good pass from Zhu. Just wasn't able to be controlled there by Bella Baker, but Zhu did well. Good footwork, opened up the body, found the pass. Chance again for Mossman. Good work from Olivia O'Donnell. Strong defence. Good work there from Kennedy, but picked off there from O'Donnell. Kennedy did well to beat the first striker, but again, just that age and size difference from the 15s to 18s. It's a big difference there. That was the play before. There they go again. Player hadn't retreated. Umpires are playing on. And lucky for Abbottsley.
Mossman have got much better structure in this game compared to the under 13s and 15s, and that's why they're creating all these chances just through pressure, and when they get the ball, their players, they've got options because players in the right position.
Well, I think that's actually come out of this All-Stars concept, because quite a few of these girls in the Mossman team, this is the 5th year now we've been covering these, and I think this team's been fairly consistent over the last couple of years. They've gone through 13s, 15s, 18s, so it sort of shows the combinations are there for Mossman.
Now, seeing number 6 here, Olivia O'Donnell, flick a couple of bullets in the warm-up, so it'll be interesting to see what happens here.
It wasn't the best of injections. It went to her left. Well covered by the keeper. Another corner there. It's one of those unfortunate ones. The ball sort of pushed hard at the goalkeeper's pads, and just keeper has no way of keeping those down. And another corner will come here. See here, just pushed hard at the keeper. Not much they can do. Another corner for Mossman. O'Donnell now in the preferred position for the flick. Does the layoff. Dawson. Just that shot actually became a bit of a pass. It wasn't going on goal, so had been lifted. Well called by the umpire.
Yeah, I'd like to see O'Donnell there just take responsibility and have some confidence in just making a good receive, and then really using that power that she's got to put the keeper under pressure and make a good save on the line.
Here's O'Donnell now. She did well. Just drifted back to space. There's definitely intensity from the Mossman team. Certainly a step above what the Abbottsley girls are able to put forward at the moment. Oh, that's a lovely turn from May. Goalkeeper's come out, taking the stick. She came out quickly. It was a lovely turn from May just outside the circle. Put herself in a good position.
I didn't see that was too much wrong there from the goalkeeper personally. I thought
She did take a fair bit of stick just there. We're in a good position here. It's right in front of us. It's a good decision from the goalkeeper. As we said earlier today, though, it's so crucial in the circle to make those tackles clean. Chance for Abbottsley. Bit slow on the injection. Just lifted that trap. Number 1 there, Anna Graham. Nice early pass. Hewitt Park in the open. Has a shot on goal, finds a feet. But again, just that pass off the boards. Hewitt Park with that first movement, always very quick. Just opens up space for a shot.
Yeah, it's just that understanding here of that when there is a free hit, that currently the Mossman players know they've got someone ahead of play or above the ball, and they can release the pass forward, and then they can isolate those deep defenders one-on-one with plenty of space, and once they get those defenders moving, advantage attacker.
Yeah, as you saw there, defender off balance just from that quick pass, quick drag. On go the Masks, defending again. Change sides here again. Hewitt Park to receive. She's looking for Dawson on the post. Graham, the goalkeeper's done well. O'Donnell. Back to Hewitt Park. Just a stick obstruction. That was some smart play there from number 5 on a main Flockstra. Didn't really have an option going forward, but best to try and put a bit of pressure on the Mossman defence.
Key period of the half here with Paul with 3 minutes to go. Obviously Abbottsley would not want this deficit to get any larger and obviously want to pull one back before half time, but
well, they've certainly scrambled well in defence. I mean, you look at the possession and the number of corners, Mossman will probably be disappointed they've only got 2 goals on the board so far.
Yeah, definitely, and I just about add it's these last 3 minutes where Mossman be looking to really capitalise on that freshness that they've got.
It was good work from Kennedy, but you see there that rule from May, just driving the ball through a defender that had been set. That was good umpiring. Good work from Cameron Griffiths. There's a ball. Great save from the keeper. That was wonderful play.
Yeah, good all-round play then. Good save by the keeper and good lead-up play or build-up play by Mossman.
That was great. Even that save there, Zhu did well to get a stick. She thought for sure it was going to go in, but just that desperate save from Georgia Graham. Chance for, again, here goes Cameron Griffiths. Here's that shot, have a look here, nice cross. Zhu did very well. Great save from Graham.
You can see here Abbottsley now really struggling to work this ball out from the back, and just those fatigue levels are causing, routine basic skill errors, and it's giving Mossman plentiful or plenty of opportunities.
No, Hewitt Park thought that was her free hit. Actually went against her.
I think it is. She just had to take it in the right position. That's what the umpires are asking.
Okay. There we go. Zhu gives it back to her. Kennedy to Flockstra, back to Kennedy. Pressure on now. Graham clears. Chance again. Good stick work. Just couldn't find Couldn't find a player to pass to. We just saw earlier there the importance that if you hadn't been watching indoor hockey for a couple of years, had goalkeeper Graham allowed that to go out, they would have got the 16, but the rules now more closely aligned to outdoor. So long corners now exist, taken it halfway. Chance for Abbottsley. Strong defence though from Dawson. We've seen that all afternoon. And there's half time. Pretty close game, as I mentioned earlier. Mossman at 2-0. Mossman leading with 2 goals to Emily Hewitt Park, both of them coming around the 10-minute mark. Nathan, what do you make of that first half?
Yeah, clearly dominated by the Mossman team. Key players for them, Holly Dawson is really stable and sound at the back, both with and without the ball. Some decisive tackles here, but really calm and good decisions with the ball, releasing the ball further upfield to her playmakers and her striker line. And number 5, Emily Hewitt Park, has had an enormous impact in that first half. She's basically everywhere and causing havoc up front and putting pressure on the deep defenders and the goalkeeper for Abbottsley.
And picked up 2 goals in the process. So we're going to have a quick chat now to the one of the managers and organisers of the Abbottsley team, Annalise Farquharson. We will be back with all the action of the second half just after that. I'm here with the manager and organiser of the Abbottsley Under-18s team, Annalise Farquharson. Annalise, thanks for joining us here at half-time. Tell me a little bit how you got involved with management and selection of the Abbottsley teams.
Well, I'm sitting on the sidelines for a fair amount of time. I have a family that's pretty involved in hockey, so it's a good opportunity to get involved on other aspects of the game.
And obviously, watching all of the players and teams in that Abbottsley comp, there's a lot of players to choose from. What was sort of the key factors in selecting these teams today?
Yeah, well, we look at girls who have played together before, girls who have obviously the required level of skill and athletic ability, but importantly, girls who can play together as a team and be a bit flexible and work well together. That's
great. And this whole opportunity here of playing in the All-Stars concept, what do you think the girls will be able to get out of this today?
Well, it's the end of the indoor season and we're moving into outdoor now, so it's a great opportunity to round off the season. With the game being filmed, there's a heightened focus, makes it a little bit more exciting for the girls, and just a great opportunity to get together with their mates and have a game of indoor.
That's great. Well, thanks for your time and best of luck for the second half.
Thanks very much.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Both teams coming back out now for the start of the second half of the Under-18 All-Stars. Mossman holding a 2-0 lead, really dominating possessions. They probably would have preferred to see a few more goals on the board. Abbottsley gamely hanging in there. Nathan, what do you expect to see in this second half?
Well, I'd like to see Abbottsley string a few passes together and build some pressure, and if they can string 5, 6, 7 passes together, they'll create goal scoring opportunities and goal scoring chances. That's what I'd like to see, and I'd like to see them do it in the first 3 to 4 minutes of this half to put this game in dispute. If not, I'm sure that Mossman will come out raring to go, and looking at this body language I see in the first 10 seconds here, that's exactly what they want to do. So,
well, I think it's definitely important that Abbottsley score first and early. So I think the longer this half goes on, if there's no score, then obviously Mossman will just gain a little bit of confidence from the fresher legs. Early chances for Abbottsley. Good tackle from Zhu there at the top of the circle. As well left there from Jade Long, one of the players who's doubled up. Victoria Graves on the board now. And Mossman really trying to turn the screws. Defending very high, putting a lot of pressure on the ball carriers. Good decision. Ball straight in the circle without being touched. Graves again. Strong play to Long. Some good combinations now, as you're saying, is what was required. Good passing.
Yeah, good awareness by number 9 there, just Victoria Graves, just finding the mid-court player past the right foot of the centre player there, O'Donnell, for Mossman. It's a bit hard to understand that decision, but...
Yeah, they're always 50-50, those ones. Unlucky there for Anna Graham as well, just that lifted ball. That ball's gone straight in the circle, umpire's played on. Ah, off the boards, it's okay though, isn't it? That's
yeah,
right.
I was just about to jump in there and say, yeah, no problem off the board.
Good pass from Zhu. Finds Tess Adler. Zhu's got it again. Farquharson didn't have much of an impact in the first half. Should be looking to do a lot more running this half. Just couldn't get the ball under control. It's unfortunate. And good bit of interplay from those two players that have come up from the 15s. Farquharson and Megan May.
Some good defence here by 5. Just using her reach and strength and closing down this right board.
So on a main Flockstra. Yeah. She's been one of the best players for Abbotsleigh. Good work from Graham. Oh, she's come out taking the keeper, the player. And a penalty stroke's been awarded. What do you make of that, Nathan?
1,000% correct.
It's just the timing was, you have a look here on the replay. Player with a back turn, yeah, coming in from behind, just the way the player's gone over the top.
Yeah, that is a stroke 100 times out of 100 and quite dangerous there. And so I'm pretty happy to see the Mossman player get up uninjured. And probably there should have been a caution there too from the umpire, personally. Keeper just...
Not saved. Number 2 there, Tess Adler.
Makes up for their good save, but yeah, the keeper just needs to show a little bit more patience and just get some position and channel that ball carrier into the corner rather than fouling.
I'd say that Mossman probably ruining the fact that Olivia O'Donnell wasn't on the pitch when that stroke was awarded. So she was putting quite a few flicks into the roof of the net in the warm-up.
Yeah, I actually, well, they probably don't, they might not realise you can substitute on a penalty stroke.
Right.
So you can sub someone on, let them take the stroke, and sub them straight back off. You can
obviously
even
that rule differs from outdoor, obviously.
Yes, but you can also substitute goalkeeper if you wanted to.
Put your better keeper for strokes on. Bit of psychological play. So Abbotsleigh still in it. Just gone through 5 minutes of this second half. Ball coming off Paris Johnston. Another into the air dangerously. Back to Jade Long. Found a bit of space. Looking for Catherine Kennedy. Couldn't connect.
So you can see how narrow the Abbotsleigh defence is here. It's just if they can pass a quick lateral pass, then finding a player down the board, and then it's in behind. The next phase is in behind to their highest striker. I would think that Abbotsleigh would find that impossible to defend, looking at how they're setting up from an opposition 16.
Umpire's not happy where that was taken. Good skill from Dawson. Finds herself in some space. Good save from Graham. There's a good shot there, Cameron Griffiths.
Yeah, well positioned by, or good positioning, I should say, by the goalkeeper there, just being in the right place at the right time.
Good defence from Flockstra. And Dawson just getting under that pass. Seeing a lot of that today.
And that has a lot to do with the position they're carrying the ball in. And one of the technical things is you see a lot of these players using, when they're pushing the ball, it's similar to an ice hockey slap shot technique rather than what I call a no-noise push, which develops the strength in the wrists and also the forearms, and it gives the players a little bit more craft in their play so they're not as predictable.
That's a great goal. Well worked there, Emily Hewitt-Park. Finds space in the circle, looks up, sees Cameron Griffiths in the correct spot there on that far post. Extends the lead now to 3-0. Number 7, Cameron Griffiths.
Yeah, and that's a stock standard indoor play there. Rolling to your forestick and then a simple tap in on the opposition post. Yeah, full credit to Mossman for having the right players in the correct positions at the right time.
And just see there also, Hewitt-Park didn't run that straight line. She ran a bit of an angle, gets the defenders off balance onto their left foot, opened up the gap for that pass through to Griffiths, and Mossman straight back into the action.
Yeah, they've got the ascendancy back here, Mossman. The first 3 to 4 minutes of this second stanza, Abbottsley created, a couple of chances to score, but they didn't capitalise, and now the fatigue factor's setting in this last 5 minutes. Mossman have got back on top, created some chances, and then they're really putting Abbottsley under pressure here. And 1 or 2 more goals in the next 3 to 4 minutes, it'll basically seal the game.
Well, they'll go a long way to securing the game if they can convert here. There's a good work place. So what happened there was a good variation. Dawson was looking to do the deflection to the goal, but the deflection was going wide, so therefore deemed to be raised and dangerous.
Yep, excellent decision there by the umpires, working as a team. The umpire close to the goalkeeper was obscured there, looking for help and assistance from the other umpire, and the right call was made.
And it's good to see the girls trying those variations as well, as obviously something they work at training. I'm sure if they earn another corner, we'll see that attempted again. Almost came off.
Yeah, just lost their structure a little bit here. Mossman is now making Abbottsley own defend a minimal percentage of the court, rather than making the court as big as possible and stretching the defence.
So Farkas in there went to go early with the ball, just drew Dawson in, give away the corner. Just pausing here. Mossman team grabbing their safety masks from the other end of the pitch. So you can have a look here. Dawson just came through, took a bit too much of the stick. Umpire just waited to see if something else would develop. But there was no advantage. Didn't hesitate to award the corner.
Yeah, typical defender there too. Very disappointed with the call. These defenders are very competitive and not willing to give away short corners easily.
This goes wide there from Flockstra.
Had the right idea, just to take responsibility, try and execute the play, and only missed by, it was quite close, but hopefully they get another opportunity to be able to adjust that technique somewhat and get on target.
Well, the key thing was that the trap and the shot were very quick, and when the runners don't have a long distance to run, that's what you want to aim for. Another chance for Mossman. Still there with Dawson. Finds a way into the circle. And a foot from Jade Long.
Yeah,
There are a number of corners could have been awarded there.
He just got caught off balance there and a ball struck a foot. It's interesting here. 6, Olivia O'Donnell still off the field and unable to use her talent on offensive corners. So we'll see what Mossman can produce here without their specialists on the field.
An interesting formation. Another variation here. I'd say Adler's going to inject to Dawson. She's got Zhu at the top. Goes to Zhu. Here comes a shot. Good. Yeah, it was on target. Bit unfortunate for the defender, Jade Long.
Yeah, she's number 10's really unfortunate there to be blown against her. She's in a set position there and normally not just able to lift the ball directly in, counts as dangerous play. So she's unfortunate that she didn't win that free hit there.
Yeah, it certainly looked like she'd set. Zhu just needed to move it to the side, would have had a clearer shot. Same again to Dawson. She's going herself. Covered by Graham. Dawson again finds a foot. Play on, says the umpire. Has a shot. Dawson finishes. Fantastic play from bit of individual brilliance there from Holly Dawson. Extends that lead now. 4-0. Mossman now really moving to dominate in the final 7 minutes.
Yeah, really nice composure there. And that composure led to the, as you can see here on the replay, the ability to make the right decision and finish herself very efficiently.
So Olivia O'Donnell back on the pitch now, so she'll be hoping she gets her chance from a corner. As she's now making the tackle against Farquharson. You can just see, she's just given away the free hit, but she's had a good break. She's come on with fresh legs. She's just really able to close down every opportunity, any opportunity Abbottsley might have.
And Emily Hewitt-Parker's taking the field again too, and she'll have those fresh legs for the last 6 minutes as well.
So you can see the intensity still there with the Mossman team. The Abbottsley girls, I think the heat, the less subs and the number of players doubling up, it's really starting to show just the pace of their game. Well defended from Hewitt Park. Nice work from Cameron Griffiths. Strong play from Farquharson though.
Yeah, she's quite a tenacious player.
She's going to sleep well tonight.
Definitely.
2 games at this sort of intensity. There she goes again. Quite wisely just looking to pass the ball back to Kennedy. Here she goes again, Farquharson, top of the circle. Goes for the shot. Well covered by the goalkeeper. Kennedy finds the boards. Back we go again. It's good play. Foxtra will be able to assess the situation now, look for a pass. Yeah, certainly opened up in the middle, but just didn't connect, managed to connect with the striker. Griffiths now. It's good composed play. Good interception from Long. Hewitt Park could see Paris Johnson up high for waiting for the pass. O'Donnell. Here she goes. Yeah, she just obstructed the ball. She ran into the circle. Floxer takes it quickly.
It's unfortunate. Wasn't able to connect with the teammate and ball goes to space.
It's good clearance from the goalkeeper. It's nice work from Megan May. Another player that's doubled up. It's good work from Kenny. She just let that ball run away from her a bit, but still composure to find the foot.
And some reward here for some hard work from the Abbottsley team, and just able to string a couple of passes together and they get a short corner.
Well, they'd love to get on the board here. Just came up to 3 minutes to go. A couple of quick goals will certainly make the end of the match interesting. Mossman still holding on to a 4-0 lead. It's gone out a bit too slow. Gone back to the injector. Yeah, they hadn't really thought too much about what to do with that variation. And Mossman straight away. Quick transfer. O'Donnell goes again. Dawson's back on after a break.
Yeah, there are 3 key players that are on here: O'Donnell, Hewitt, Park, and Holly Dawson here. They've got their 3 keys on here for this last few minutes. And it's, they're quite influential.
Another chance for Abbottsley. They're just running straight at the defenders though. Should need to move it. Here we go. Find a bit of space at the back here with Long. Under pressure from Adler and O'Donnell. They've retained possession. She thought she was away there, Hewitt Park. Another quick sub. Ju's back on. Here they go quickly. Adler just lost the ball out of the hook of the stick there when she was trying for a spin. She goes again. Just couldn't find O'Donnell. It's there with Bella Baker. Still on. Good save from keeper. And the ball's in the air. Good decision from the umpire.
Yeah, good advantage there and made the right call for a deliberate hit. When the ball's in the air.
Ball's in the air. They need to sort of control it and play it along the ground. It's always tempting when you're right in front of the goals and you want to take a wild swing at it. Strong play again from Kennedy. Into the final minute here now. Sure, Abbottsley will love to get on the board. A little consolation goal in the final of this final minute. It's good possession.
Yeah, well played by Kennedy there, just drawing player and rolling.
And that was Reyes coming out of the circle, so it looks like in the final 10 seconds Abbottsley will get a chance to get on the board. And the sign about to go with Mossman will be taking out this All-Stars match for the under-18s this year. We'll just play out this corner, see if Abbottsley can grab themselves a consolation. Goes to Anna Graham at the top. Couldn't control the pass there to Flockstra, and that's full time in the 2018 All-Stars match for the under-18 division, with Mossman running out 4-0. Victors over Abbottsley. Half-time score at 2-0. The 2 goals to Emily Park Hewitt, and in the second half, goals to Cameron Griffiths and a great individual effort from Holly Dawson, sealing the victory 4-0. Nathan, your final thoughts?
Yeah, deserved winners, Mossman there. Holly Dawson, a powerhouse in defence there, both with and without the ball. Very tenacious in defence and just stopping most of the productive play from Abbottsley. And up front when they're Emily Hewitt Park was very influential as well, setting up the play, creating opportunities, and I believe scoring 2 herself.
Well, it's been a long, hot day here in Mossman in Sydney. We'll wrap up shortly. The girls will just go through their presentations and I'll have a chat with a player from each team. Enjoy some highlights as well. We'll be back shortly. I'm here with Olivia and Georgia from the Under-18 All-Stars. Both girls just had an amazing game and incredible heat here. It's always a real challenge. You've got girls coming from various schools to play in this team and this competition. What were the key aspects your coaches discussed before the game on how you should play?
Well, seeing as we never played together before, it was just about working our teamwork and just getting to know each other, knowing each other play and everything. And then from there, just really well playing together and just seeing what we all have and seeing what we can give in and put in.
Georgia?
Yeah, same. We had a lot of the under-15s filled in, so they were obviously tired from the game before, but also a lot of us hadn't played indoor in a while, so it was kind of getting back into the indoor, I guess.
And I guess looking at the aspects of the match, Mossman would dominate a lot of possession. Did you feel you should, at half-time at 2-0, were you hoping to have had a few more goals on the board?
I suppose yes, because we had a lot of possession, but still got in what we had, and I think we worked well with what we had and with our ball possession. A couple more would have been good, but yeah, we're happy with what we had. Just trying to change that, keep it there.
So, and Georgia, what was discussed at half-time? Because you guys really looked like you lifted the intensity at the beginning of that second half.
Yeah, we just talked about being a bit faster in defence and keeping our sticks down, staying low a bit more throughout the half, yeah. And
so this is the end of the indoor season now. Outdoor hockey's almost in full swing. What's your favourite part about playing indoor?
I think I just like how quick it is. It's a really fast game, especially with the boards and everything, and you get really sweaty and it's all good. Yeah, it's nice and competitive.
Especially in today's heat. And Georgia?
Yeah, I really enjoy the speed the ball comes at. It's a bit more challenging. There's a lot more action in indoor for a goalkeeper.
That's great. Well, both you girls played really, really well. Congratulations, and especially to Mossman with that 4-0 victory. That's 3 in a row now for Mossman at the Under-18, so well done. And that's it from us today. Hope you enjoyed all the coverage, and we'll see you again next year. Bye for now.